Basketball season, that's in the rearview mirror. It's all baseball from here, folks, as we dive deep into the month of April and bring you another episode of Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. We are delighted to be joined by Kaden Smith and the Duke Blue Devils here for this week's edition of 3D. Kaden, so much to get into with you over the next 30 minutes or so. Really appreciate you joining the show. But we got to just start with this. When I watch you play, it's just so clear you're having a blast out there playing the game. And I know you've talked about that in a couple of the interviews, but the joy on your face, it's just so contagious. What has brought that out this year for you here in Durham? Yeah,
absolutely. I just love being out there with my guys. Coach Moose, he brings a type of energy that's special, and it's very unique from other coaches that I've played for. And it's awesome just being out there with those guys and playing on this high of a level. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Moose is a special breed, right? Like we'll talk about him. He's known for they call it moosing, folks, for just talking at you for 10 minutes at a time without stopping. Oh, yeah. I don't even know if he breathes. I'm assuming you've been moosed at this point, right? Like you've experienced this.
The first time we talked, the day I was in the portal, he called me about 15 or 16 times. I mean, I got moosed from the get-go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Which is crazy because he has gone on record saying when you hopped in the portal, which for folks who don't know, we'll get into your story. Your fifth school here in Durham this year. You're a mid-year transfer from Charleston Southern. And he said when Kaden hopped in the portal, I had no idea who this guy was. I never heard of him. And then all of a sudden he gets a phone call saying, are you going to go get Kaden Smith? And Moose goes, who? And they go, you need to figure out who this guy is and go get him. So then he hits you up 15 or 16 times. What was that first phone call like when you heard from Moose, one of 15 or 16 apparently?
He was completely honest with me from the get-go. He gave me the outlook from position to position. He told me, hey, this is what our lineup looks like right now. I'm not promising you playing time. You're going to have to come in here and earn it. And just told me exactly how he is and how honest he is with his players, how he tells them exactly what they need to hear and what he thinks. And I appreciated that. Not going to lie, a little bit intimidating right up front, but I'd rather it be something like that than a coach kind of lying to your face or not telling the truth. So I really appreciated the honesty right up front.
Yeah, honesty is the best policy, right? Like that's how you always got to live life and play baseball as well. And listen, you talk about Moose intimidating you. Dude, you intimidate people on the field with your mammoth home runs that you've been hitting lately and just your just roars when you go back to the dugout. Like I see that and I go, oh, I don't want to see Kaden in a dark alley. Like my goodness. It'd be a little intimidating there. But you mentioned like, you know, that first phone call with him. You actually kind of proved yourself to him and to the team before you even stepped on campus because Moose, as I said, you know, Corey Muscara goes, I don't really know who this guy is, but he shows video of you to the team because you said, like, he explained the whole plan to you. He was like, this is our lineup. This is where we've got people. And you were a DH at Chuck South, but, you know, you're playing the outfield. And he goes, I don't know where I can put this guy. Like, yeah, he's good. I see the tape, but I don't know where I can put him. And he shows swings to Duke, and they all go, how are you not bringing this guy in? Like, how does it feel for you to come in and already have the approval of the entire team? You haven't even met these guys.
Yeah. So first of all, I really appreciated Moose doing that because in college baseball, obviously I've been around for a while. You learn that the relationships and the brotherhood that you get from playing together every single day means the world to you. So I thought it was awesome from the get-go that he went to the team and ask like, hey, what do you think about this? And it wasn't just his decision. The whole team welcomed me in. And I took that as soon as I came to campus, like I had that in the back of my mind. And everybody welcomed me in perfectly. They welcomed me with open arms. We hung out all the time, still do every single day. And we absolutely love playing with each other. It's the funnest team I've ever been a part of. So yeah, I thought it was great that he welcomed me in with open arms, and so did the team as well. And
yeah, I mean, you've been around the block though. Like you started at UNC Asheville, 10 games there. You're redshirt at Spartanburg Methodist. Then you go to Wake Technical Community College, breakout year, 406 year for you, 50 ribbies, 13 homers. You transfer back into Division I at Charleston Southern. You get second team all conference honors, 356, 14 homers. So like you said, you've been around the block. You've been at every level, and you've experienced, many different kinds of atmospheres. So for you to say that about this team, it means something. And I read somewhere that your first speech to the team, you kind of won Duke over right away. You gave a bit of a we'll call it an impassioned speech to your team, where I think the first words you said were, "Hi, my name's Kaden Smith, and I live on a farm." and then you said some other stuff that hasn't been documented. Can you tell us what you said to your teammates to win them over?
I don't know if I can say the words that I said on air.
Oh, you can. We'll just throw the E on. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. We'll just put the E on the podcast. Go ahead. Let me have it.
Okay. Yeah. I walked in. I said, "Hey, my name's Kaden Smith. I grew up on a farm here in North Carolina, and I'm ready to kick some ass with you boys." That's the first thing I said.
And that was it. 12 seconds, and you nailed them.
That's all I needed. Got the point across.
Man, that's awesome. So, yeah, you did grow up on a farm, right? Yanceyville, North Carolina is the hometown. About an hour north of Durham, northwest-ish, like close to the Virginia border?
Yeah, very close to the Virginia border.
Yeah, okay. So tell me about that. Growing up in Yanceyville, what was that like?
Yeah, so there's probably about 2 stoplights in Yanceyville.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my grandpa was a tobacco farmer.
Okay.
So I grew up in the country. I lived down a mile-long dirt road. So honestly, there's not a ton of people where I'm from that are just completely invested in sports. It's just the way it is. I owe a lot of credit to my mom as well, because I was started at Bartlett Yancey, which is a very small school in North Carolina. And it wasn't a great baseball program. So my mom actually switched jobs to go to Western Alamance and got me on the Western Alamance baseball team. And I owe everything to her for doing that for me. So that was a big sacrifice.
Okay, well, that's a little unique wrinkle out there. Shout out, Mom. I mean, Mother's Day is coming up. You got to do something nice for her as you continue to dominate here for the Duke Blue Devils here in 2026. Kaden right now 341 average, 7 homers, tied for the team lead, 25 ribbies, third on the team for the 6'3", 225 grad student from Yanceyville, North Carolina. So growing up on a farm, I've heard the term farm strong. I did not grow up on a farm. I've never tilled land. I've never, worked with animals in that sense. But that's a real thing, right? That you just don't get unless you've worked on a farm, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's weight strong. This is what my dad always says. There's weight strong, and then there's farm strong. So, yeah, I mean, every day carrying 5-gallon buckets and stuff like that, going through digging up potatoes and all that stuff, shucking corn, all that stuff. Yeah, we don't do it much anymore ever since my grandpa passed away a few years ago. But yeah, it was definitely, I think the main thing is it taught me how to be tough and still work hard even when you're tired, and be grateful for everything you have and everything that God's put on this earth.
I love that. All right, so give me the layout of the farm. What do we got? What are we growing? What animals are out there? Or at least growing up, what did you guys have? So
growing up, we did not have animals. We had cornfields, soybean fields, potato fields, and then we also grew tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that. So
wow. Okay, you are living off the land. I love that. That's fantastic. So with the fact that you grow your own produce and stuff, I'm assuming the home cooked meals next level, right?
My mom, obviously I'm biased, but my mom, greatest cook in the world. She always, it was always straight from the garden. I learned from a young age how to eat my vegetables. I'll just say that.
Hey, listen, farm strong, man. Eat your vegetables. Farm strong. Yeah. I love it. All right, what's the when you go home and you go, Mom, I need the A1 dish. What's number one on Mom's home cooked meals?
So the crazy thing about that is what it is now, I didn't even start liking until about a year ago. But when I got a little bit older, I've always hated meatloaf. I hate meatloaf. I always have. Okay. But ever since I've gotten older, that's all I ask her to cook when I go home. Do that and some green beans or something like that. Some cooked zucchini and stuff like that. And she whips it right up. She's great.
Dude, that sounds great. Meatloaf and green beans, some cooked zucchini. Yeah, what a fantastic meal. And also you get your gains out of that for sure. Like you come back and you're going back to Durham, lift some weights, and they're like, dude, were you lifting over the off season? You're like, nah, I just ate my mom's meatloaf and green beans, like farm strong, dude. Like, yeah, we're good. All right. Hey, let's get into a little bit about your relationship with Corey Muscara, because he's had some great lines about you this season. You know, he said, Kaden's a beast. He's a throwback type of guy, wants to be in the big moment. He says, you love to coach a guy like that. And then he says, he's a tough son of a bitch. Like, he's called you that. You like that reference from him?
I absolutely love it. Like, we've talked. There was a few weeks ago where I had a check swing in the box and I was up in the count 2-1.
Yeah.
And he ripped me for it, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what your one job on this team is to put your bib on and just go and eat ribeyes, get ribeyes, just drive runs in. And he's really made me believe in myself, and he's actually changed my mindset so much this year, and believing in myself and just being confident and just trusting who I am, because who I am is a big guy that you don't want to see on the base pass too much. Like, you want me to go up there and do damage, go hit for power, drive runs in, hit homers, stuff like that. And my relationship with him could not possibly be better. I honest to God say this with complete sincerity. He is my favorite coach I have ever played for. He's the man. He's just, he lets you play with a sense of freeness that is not common. So I've played for a lot of coaches that have kind of made me play timid and stuff like that. There's none of that with him. He wants you to go out there and be who you are, play hard, and play for your boys. And I absolutely love it.
That's fantastic. Having met Corey Muscara myself back when he was at Wake Forest, totally agree. Guys as genuine as can be, and someone you want to go run through a brick wall for, or in your case, maybe bowl over a catcher when you're trying to score a run, or go up and hit a tank off ECU to win the game. Like, I mean, yeah. Like, that's all things you want to do. Someone else that's also very welcoming, one of our sponsors on the show, homefieldapparel.com. Got to shout out our team at Homefield Apparel. 190 colleges and universities, quality, thoughtful apparel, including the Duke Blue Devils. If you want to wear some of that gorgeous royal blue that Duke has got, and the white that just looks so clean on anything you want, go to homefieldapparel.com. They got tons of Duke gear, man. Basketball, baseball, football, they got it all for Duke and all these other schools. But we're focused on the Blue Devils right now because we got Kaden Smith with us. So go to homefieldapparel.com. All right, continuing along here with Kaden Smith on Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. Corey Muscara also said this about you, because you missed the first 11 games of the season. You came in, had a bit of a preseason injury. You're back now, obviously, but he says that you're running like you got a tractor trailer on your back.
Yeah, he's not lying. And to be honest with you, I'm not a fast guy in general, but it's a little bit worse right now because I'm dealing with my shin issue. But okay. Yeah, it's a little bit worse right now.
Well, hey, listen, we're just glad that you're out there and you're doing your thing, because it's awesome to watch. You mentioned the steaks and ribeyes, that, like, you know, be aggressive, drive in runs. The coaches came in and told you that to pull you out of a rough patch. But here's the question, my man. Are you even a steak guy? Like, is ribeyes your thing? Like, do you love the steak, or are you more like kind of a lean meat, chicken, fish guy?
No, that's my favorite food, the ribeye.
Okay. All right.
A big old ribeye. Put that thing on the grill, sit outside, maybe have some music going. You can't beat it.
Okay. All right. What's the music vibe? Are we country? Like, what are we doing?
Well, obviously, I'm a big country guy.
Yeah, right.
And I know it's mainstream, but I do love Morgan Wallen, big Treaty Oak Revival guy. And then I'm also a big 2000s rock guy. So 3 Doors Down, 3 Days Grace, Linkin Park. Love it.
Ooh, man, I want to go have a beer with you. It sounds fantastic.
I would love that.
that sounds all. We'll just pop open a couple lawn chairs. We'll grill some ribeyes. What's the temperature? We medium rare? What do we like?
I'm a medium guy.
My man, I knew I liked you. Kaden knows what's up, folks. If it ain't medium, it's wrong. That's just 100%. A fact. All right, it's medium. Absolutely. What are we grilling? What are the sides on the grill? You mentioned green beans, some zucchini. Anything else? Do you want some starch, some potatoes or something like that from your farm?
We'll do some baked potatoes. It's nothing really fancy with that, but do like a loaded baked potato with some cheese and bacon bits, sour cream. That's about it.
You just named the baked, but that's it. You don't need anything extra.
Like,
I mean, you can maybe put some like chives.
Like you don't need that. You don't taste the chives anyway.
No, exactly. Just give me the good stuff. Bacon, cheese, sour cream. Fantastic. Yeah. Man, folks, Kaden Smith, I mean, listen to the man. He knows what he's talking about. And he's also a really damn good hitter. Kaden, another sponsor we got on the show. I'm going to give you a minute to think about this one as we take a break and thank our sponsors. But I want to set this up for you here. So this right here, this is the Borgoball. Have you seen this before?
I have not.
You have not? Okay. So we just mentioned we're going to go hang out at a grill somewhere and have some fun with some lawn chairs. You can bring this Borgoball and you can play with it. So the Borgoball, you can see it here. I'm showing you on the screen. It's got raised seams. So you can actually feel like you're throwing a pitch. You want to throw a two-seamer. I know you're not a pitcher, but you throw a two-seamer, you throw a slider. You can whip out a curveball. Even I can do it, and I retired from baseball junior year of high school. It's a foam ball, though, so you can play with it indoors. You won't break anything. So you go home to Yanceyville, you break this out in the house, you start swinging it around, and Mom goes, Kaden, stop hitting the baseball in the house. You go, Mom, it's fine. This is foam. I'm not going to break the fancy picture frames on the wall. I promise you. So anyways, this is called the Borgoball. It's from our friends at the backyardbaseballbros.com. Go to backyardbaseballbros.com. $20 for a 4-pack of these bad boys. You haven't seen this in the Duke locker room yet?
I have not.
All right. Well, guess what? Our friends at the Backyard Baseball Bros have told us any team that doesn't have this, they're sending a 4-pack to you for free. So I'm going to email them. I'm going to give them the address of Duke Baseball, address to your attention. Get a 4-pack of these coming your way. Just, whip out a phone, do some videos with this. It'll be great. They're good stuff. They sponsor a segment on the show called the Backyard Baseball Borgoball Moment That Delivered, which basically is just a moment that sticks in your head. It could be from this year, could be from years past. It just really sticks in your head as a moment that delivered in your career. I'm going to give you a minute to think about it as we take a break. When we come back, we're going to get Kaden Smith's Borgoball Moment That Delivered here on 3D.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
What if you could throw MLB-style pitches anywhere without breaking anything? Introducing the Borgoball. Designed by former Division I players and a small family-run brand, this foam baseball is safe to use anywhere, including indoors. Featuring raised seams that mimic a real baseball, you can feel and see the spin of a 12-6 curveball and a sweeping slider, or watch a sinker plummet to the plate. Time to turn your space into a mini baseball diamond. 4-packs are available for just $20, but the family fun backyard memories, those are priceless. Use code BORGO10 for 10% off your first order at backyardbaseballbros.com today. All right, back here on 3D, Kaden Smith, the Duke Blue Devils, is with us. Kaden, I gave you 71 seconds exactly to come up with your Borgoball Moment That Delivered, presented by the Backyard Baseball Bros. What do you got, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was last week against Louisville, down 2, bottom of the 8th, brought in a new pitcher for me. And they talked. It was funny hearing it afterwards. They actually talked about taking a timeout to talk to me, and Moose was like, "No." He's like, "I pay this guy to get ribeyes." And first pitch, I'm sitting fastball. I see it come out of his hand, hanging breaking ball, and I knocked the cover off of it. And it was awesome. And let me also tell you why that was a moment in my career as well, is I had about 25 people here from my hometown, family and friends watching me, and they were going nuts. It was awesome.
Oh, okay. I love that. Okay, so you got the family in town, big knock, late game situation. Corey Muscara said you live for the big moment. Like, you're that guy. So to be in that situation and to have the trust for him to say, I don't need to tell him what to do. He's got this. And you go, yeah, hanging yaya breaking ball, see ya. Like, that's you just knew it. Like, that's got to feel so good when you just see that ball just get large as heck and you go, I'm about to crush the shit out of this thing, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That's my approach every time I go to the plate.
So you're going up there looking to hit bombs.
I'm sure as hell not going up there looking to walk.
That's a great response. I love that. All right, about 10 more minutes here with Kaden Smith here on Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. I really appreciate your time. Let's get into some quick hitters here. Folks, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see the flow of the hair, the mustache is glory. He just shook it. I mean, perfect for Kaden Smith. Oh, well done. That was a elite 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 hair flip by Kaden Smith. Who's got the best flow and mustache on the team? You can say yourself, but I'm giving you an opportunity to humble yourself a little bit if you want to.
All right, let me think. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, not took 2 seconds. Not, hey, you don't need to apologize. I gave you the floor. You can say yourself. I'm not going to disagree because I think it's magnificent. But I just wanted to give you an opportunity. If you thought somebody bested you, to shout them out. But you're like, nah, it's me. It's me. I respect it. Live like yourself. I love that. What's your relationship like with your family? You talked about the fact that your moment of your career is having 25 of your closest family and friends watching you just crush a new pitcher from Louisville in the 8th inning a couple weeks ago. What is your relationship with your family like?
Yeah, I owe them everything in the world because obviously I didn't have a picture perfect start to my college career. Mm-hmm. There were some times where I thought about hanging it up and just calling it quits. But the only reason I didn't is because my mom and dad and grandparents believe in me, and they kept motivating me and say, hey, like, this is not where it ends for you. You have more in the tank. You're just getting started in those moments like that. So, yeah, I'm close with them, as close as I could possibly be. My dad, he calls me just about every day talking about practice or even talking about the pitcher we're going to face this weekend. So, yeah, and my dad, one thing I'm really grateful for as well, my dad was extremely hard on me growing up. There was a lot of times in the cage where chairs and stuff would be flying through the air. Some choice words were said, but to be honest with you, it made me tough. It made me extremely tough. And I know looking back at it now, he was only doing it because he cared and loved me so much.
Yeah, absolutely. We're tough on the people we love the most, for sure. So when you had that hit against Louisville, of all those voices, you heard your dad's the loudest, I'm sure.
It was actually my best friend. My best friend was right clear cut on camera. You can actually see my dad in the video too, picking up. So he's a big hugger. And when he picks you up, he's a big guy. He picks you up and squeezes you and you come off the ground. So you can actually see that in the video if you go back, look back at it. But my best friend, Evan Morris, at the fence was going absolutely crazy. And he was by far the loudest, I think.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. All right, well, let's ask a question here about this Duke team, because they've been described as kind of this island of misfit toys. And you know, at first it was because like Moose got here late last year, right? You know, coaching change, Moose comes in, has to put this roster together late in the portal. But really, it's, you know, just it's kind of like the 2004 Red Sox. You guys are just a bunch of idiots having fun. Like, you know, who is the biggest misfit on this team?
That's a tough question because we have a lot of characters. I don't know if I can pinpoint you to
Okay.
one.
All right.
But I will say there's just so many of us that have just completely bought in to that. Because here's the thing. I keep telling people this, and I hope they understand when I say it. We were not picked in the preseason to win the ACC or even come close to winning the ACC. So what pressure is on us? We don't play with pressure. We go out there, we have fun. We kind of look around and like, well, yeah, we're at Duke playing baseball. How much better does it get? It's awesome to have. It's honestly a privilege, honestly, because like I said, we have no pressure. We just go out there and have fun. We love playing with each other. We have each other's backs, and that's the identity that we have.
No, that's awesome stuff. I see that every day when I watch you play, and I watch Duke play. Like, you can just see the joy that you and everybody on that team are playing for. Jack Coombs Field or Durham Bulls Athletic Park, which do you prefer to play at?
I've never played at Durham Bulls Athletic Park, so I'm going to go with Jack Coombs.
All right. I mean, it's the home court, the home field, right? Like you're on the campus of Duke. I know Durham, DBAP is in Durham, but like that's your home field. You got to defend home turf, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. One last thing for you here, and then we'll let you go. Appreciate you joining us here. Is do you guys get ready for a big weekend series in Raleigh against NC State? Those Cats just down the road, but Duke's ready to go make some noise at Doak Field. When you look back on those hard moments that you talked about, where you almost hung it up like multiple times, and you're like, I can't do this anymore. Is there a moment that sticks out in your head where you're like, that kind of flipped the switch of no, I can do this?
Yeah, honestly, it was during the season at Wake Tech, and actually crazy backstory. I was doing live at bats against a pro guy mid-season, and he hit me actually in the wrist right here, like 95 miles an hour, and we were playing the best team in our conference that weekend, and I wasn't expected to play. We were probably just going to rest it because I got an X-ray and it was just bruised. And about 30 minutes before the game, I pick up a bat and I was like, "Hey coach, I can swing probably about 50% if you want me to play." And Coach Dudley was like, "Yeah, play. I'll take you at 50%." And that day I just went up there, not thinking anything in my mind, but just, okay, stay tall, see the ball up, just have fun. So we played 2 games that day, and I went 8 for 9 on the day and had a bunch of RBIs and probably 5 or 6 doubles. And that was like the turning point in my mind that made me realize, okay, this is the funnest sport there is. So I owe it to myself to keep doing this and to keep pushing and to prove all the people that have doubted me my entire life, all the coaches that I played for before, to prove them wrong. And that's when it just flicked a switch, and I started loving the game more than I ever have.
Man, that's amazing stuff. What you just basically, don't think, swing. That's it.
That's it.
That's all you got to do. That's the motto. All right, one more for you here that popped into my head as you were talking about that. You as we were just talking about, where the mindset switched for you of, I can do this. If you weren't playing baseball, what would you be doing?
Probably be a firefighter, just like my dad.
Ooh, I can see that. Your dad's a firefighter. Okay, that's awesome.
Retired fire captain.
Okay, all right. Okay, have you ridden on the fire truck with him before?
Maybe when I was little, not from when I remembered.
All right. Do you want to be the guy who's extending the ladder from the truck, or do you want to be walking in with that giant hose and just
I want that giant hose,
down?
Man.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I mean?
I knew the answer.
I feel like that's cooler. Is it not? You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? You're walking around lugging this humongous thing, and you're just like, man, I had 5-pound bags of potatoes on my shoulders every day when I was a kid. This is nothing. And then you're just guzzling water trying to get that fire out.
100%. And I got, hopefully it's a tight shirt, flexing the bicep right here. Somebody can catch a couple flicks of me, making my profile picture on Instagram. Yeah.
All right, as we say goodbye, pull that shirt back, flex those farm strong muscles for us here for the camera. All right, look, you folks, you got to go to YouTube to watch this stuff. Podcast folks, you ain't gonna know what I'm talking about, but oh my gracious, there, folks, there it is, farm strong, Kaden Smith. Hey man, pleasure to talk to you. This has been awesome. Love watching you play, and wishing you and Duke all the success in the world. And hopefully this year you guys can punch through that wall and get to the College World Series. All right.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you for your time.